It's just that I'll be honest, and I've said this. He's going to have to be quiet so I'm going to calls, but I mean, I had him on because he was so interesting and I liked him. And I knew a lot of stuff he said was true 20 years ago. He's one of the first guests I had on radio 21 years ago. He was a nice guy. He'd come on, routinely. But after 4 or 5 times, he goes, look, kid, you keep questioning everything I'm saying. Just read my book. I can come on, but not every week. I'll see you later. And he was talking about chemtrailing, geoengineering, all this stuff. And I thought, this is crazy. And he gets into some stuff today I think's over the top, just because I haven't seen it myself. But I'm just sitting there thinking about all the things he talked about so long ago and how the elite believe there's another dimension and how they want to create a whole nother dimension and force us into a matrix. And then a few years later, documents came out saying that. And now all the big billionaires, I mean, they're just all over the place saying, oh, this is a false dimension. An evil God is controlling us. We're going to build a new dimension and break out of it. And top scientists are working around the clock. This is exactly what you said 20 years ago. They want to break into a dimension and escape with Stargates, and I'm like, Steve, don't talk about that on my show. Now they're on the news every night. Where did you get all this stuff?
From the Bible and from, I believe, the inspiration. Look, here's the thing. As a Bible-believing Christian, all you have to do is read the book of Revelation, the book of Daniel, Isaiah, Ezekiel, from the prophets to understand what would be in there. But I made it a habit, Alex, to pray and seek God. And look, here's the thing. We're watching the foundations of this country. They're destroyed. What it says is, what can the righteous do? And that's what your frustration, my frustration, and all of our frustration is what can we do? When the wicked rule, the righteous mourn. That's the spirit of heaviness. George Norrie asked me that. He said, man, there's this feeling. You may have listened to it if you didn't, but I was on the other night, and I said, look, there's a spirit of heaviness.
No, I feel it every day. It is incredibly heavy to know this.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to admit it to yourself, but you know you've got to be honest about it.
Right, and there's too much dishonesty. Listen, let's make it easy. The Bible declares that pretty much a third of the population is going to be destroyed. You do the math, it's about half the population. We talk about the Georgia Guidestones. We can quote Prince Philip Cousteau. We can quote all of the old guys that are dead now, what they want to do, Soros' plan and everything. Ask yourself this, who protects George Soros? Here's what I'm praying. I think this could make a difference. I'm praying that the war that's gone on in Russia, whether they're going to release everything they know about Hillary and Obama, at least they would have presented the truth. And I think the world, once Russia were to do that, and by the way, Alex, they've openly talked about that. Remember? Will Russia release all of the, formerly KGB files now?
That's right, because a whole bunch of foreign governments have all of Hillary's emails. They have them. Why haven't they released them?
Well, they won't release them yet because
Trump has even come out and said, Russia, please release them.
Right. And, well, here's the deal. There will come a point, that may be a signal marker, too. It behooves the Russians to cover the traitors that have sold us out to them. But when the Russians find out that the traitors have sold them out to the New World Order, and Putin's got a long memory. Now, look, I'm not a Russophile. But what I'm saying
the Russians have a lot of corruption. They've infiltrated our government. Hillary's involved. Exactly. That's why they're so freaked out. Hillary, we've given you hundreds of millions of dollars that we know of, probably billions. You sold your country out to us partially. Why are you starting a war with us? That's why they're so freaked out, because she's a mad dog.
I think the answer is a house divided can't stand. Listen, it's a matter of double cross, quadruple cross, and octocross, okay? In other words, everybody is going to fight for their power.
Everyone's so Machiavelli that they lose the narrative and then just are actually mental midgets because they don't just have honor and do the right thing.
But look, you can go on the front page of Matt Drudge's website, Drudge Report, and look at how many weird people are coming. The demons are loose. That's why Tom Horn and I write about Stargates. That's why, and Alex, you're selling the DVD, The Unholy Sea. That people have got to get that. It's like a roadmap. You just went through a litany of stuff I've been right about, and I think it's important that people get that DVD from InfoWars Store.
Sure, well, here's the deal. Even if you're not right about everything or I'm not right about everything, the elite believe what you're saying. They're just on the other side. They are, we're living in a science fiction movie. Tim, you're straight ahead. So is Stephen and others. Stay with us. Trump and the future versus Hillary and the establishment this Sunday, 4 to 10. So do the math. That's 6 hours. We're going to be on air at least for 3-4 hours before the debate, during the debate, and post-debate coverage with myself and the rest of the team. So not just the Sunday show 4 to 6, but now 4 to 10 p.m. coming up this Sunday. Briefly, before I go back to Steve Quayle and a few final calls, here are 4 or 5 of the winners. Terrence O'Hagan, $2,000. Let me sign that. That's going to be put in the mail. Joseph Balkovic, I'll pronounce that right, $5,000. This is for the confronting the Clintons and getting the word out that they're sexual predators. Bill is. Micah Femia, if I pronounced that right. So congratulations. Richard Garrett, $2,000. Congratulations. Peter Miller, $2,000. So a lot of folks either got the image up or didn't get it out on national TV, but a lot of you did. So we've got 3 2,000 winners and one 5,000 winner. I may have to redo these because I think a couple of these were going to be 5,000. I must have misspoke to them. I think I have to redo these. I think some people are getting 5,000. I think I had 3 of them that were 5,000, 2 that were 2,000. But whatever. They don't want me to show real checks on there anyway, so these are symbolic. I'll just tell you, I can't do anything fake, like a Hillary fake press conference. So I'm going to redo the checks after the show anyways. So we'll go back over that. Nobody's fault. I just babble during the breaks giving orders to people and then, don't get some of this stuff straight. Steve Quayle's our guest. Let's go ahead and go to Tim in California. You're on the air. Welcome.
Hey, Alex.
Welcome, my friend.
Hey, I'd just like to go ahead and first of all thank all the InfoWars listeners and your staff for doing a bang-up job. They're always on top of things. I'd like to go ahead and say about Donald Trump. He needs to get out there on Sunday at this debate, and he needs to go for the jugular, Alex. He really needs to knock this thing out of the park. He needs to put Hillary on her heels and, end this once and for all.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that, Tim. I mean, what's your gut level analysis of Trump, Steve?
Well, I think he's been raised up literally to be the prosecuting attorney to show people the level of debauchery, treason, evil, wickedness, go on and on and on.
And then if we judge wrong, we go under judgment.
Yeah, and the simple fact is, Alex, is that, look, America has lived in the delusion. That's why, whatever 50% or whatever can vote for Hillary, etc. The point is, going beyond mind control, the same people that hate Donald Trump are the same people you and I have been speaking about for 25 and 21 years on the air. A man is known more by his enemies than by his friends. Just look at George Soros.
The communist Chinese, Soros, the evil Wahhabiist. I mean, Trump's wonderful.
I got to tell you something again. Now the feminists are taking on his daughter, who's beautiful and brilliant, for talking about how she basically loves being a mother in the most important job in the world. I mean, look, here's the thing: the commies, the communists, the pinkos.
By the way, while she runs a business that she personally made over $300 million in and kept over $100 million.
So here's the thing.
Let me tell you, if a woman isn't obsessed with her kids, there's something wrong with her.
Yeah, and also the thing is look at the rest of the world. The Muslim, the mullahs are saying that our women's wombs will be our conquering armor. Army. And look at what's happening to American sperm count. Look at what's happening to the military. There was that picture you probably saw.
We're under chemical attack. Them wearing red shoes.
Yep. And the 4 transgenders. Here's the deal. Even the lesbian gay community should be furious at what happens with ISIS. Man, they're throwing them off rooftops.
But that's okay because it's liberal. It's part of the loving agenda. Tim, great points. Let's go ahead and talk to Steve in Florida. You're on the air with Steve Quayle.
Yeah, hey, good afternoon. You guys have been talking about Trump and Hillary. And, Alex, you said something in the first hour in reference to Bill Clinton. You said, "You pig." And then Steve said Trump needs to go for the throat. And then this last caller said he needs to go for the jugular. I want to give you what I believe is the perfect strategy for Trump in this coming debate. And it's 2 words, and this will resonate with you: hog hunting. And here's what I'm getting at. A friend of mine years ago, I've never been hog hunting, but he told me that the way he does it, and I've lived in Texas, is he has 3 dogs that he has trained to go after that hog. And by the way, Bill is the swine, but Hillary is the razorback, okay? But here's the thing. He said he has 3 dogs to distract that hog, and then he comes around from behind with the blade and gets it right in the throat. So here's what Trump needs to do. He needs to bring out the 3 dogs. Number 1, emails. Number 2, Benghazi. Number 3, Saudi support. And then the dagger, the handle is, I want to remind you, in Beijing, China, Hillary went there in '93 to the UN Conference on Women. China is the most cutthroat nation, other than the Saudis and the Islam as a whole, when it comes to women, with their 1 child per family policy, how they drug and they torture and they kill women, over 400 million dead because of that policy. And then the blade is Hillary, the enabler of her sexual psychopath husband, Bill, right in the throat. That will seal it for Trump.
I agree, and he's got people in there advising him to play nice who are probably operatives. Or
operatives, Alex. They're being paid to do that. I agree with the caller. It's absolutely imperative. Remember this: the way the liberals always work is to just run you with obscure stuff that keeps the
factoids, a little b exactly.
You got it. And basically, they want to put.
Hey, you know why they won't have me on national TV? Because I don't follow their script. I totally ignore them and take over. I
had a call. And I've watched you, and I have certain Fox people call me, and they say we'd love to put you on, but our leadership and our management won't allow it. Of course not. That's the same reason they won't allow Michael Savage on. Michael Savage, you've had him on. Kudos for that. He's a brilliant man. Trump better put him into his.
They threatened to take him completely off the air. We didn't shut up, so that's all been going on. Very serious time. Great point, Steve. Both Steve in Florida and Steve out west, Steve Quayle. We're almost out of time here. August in Arizona, go ahead.
Yes, Alex, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, August. Thank you.
I just wanted to say you guys are amazing. I love hearing Steve talk about the Lord. I love hearing about his faith. I have some dots that I wanted to connect as quickly as possible for you, and I'll just go ahead and start. I can't believe that I've never heard you talk about Kathy O'Brien. Now, Kathy O'Brien is married to Mark Phillips. If you go on YouTube and you type in Kathy O'Brien with the C, ex-Illuminati mind control victim, and you go to...
I have interviewed her a few times more than 15 years ago. And my only issue is, how do you prove it? There's not photos. There's not, I know the elite. No one cares about the Lolita Express and hundreds of little kids, admittedly, or the Catholic Church or Sandusky when it's proven. So kind of everybody just interviewed her thousands of times over and over again, and she talks about being a mind control slave for sex. Well, that's been declassified that the CIA did that. So I'm just like, okay. It's kind of like, why don't I cover the fact that opium production skyrocketed when the U.S. took over Afghanistan? It's admitted. I just don't know about her particular case. I know that goes on.
Okay. Yeah. If you do go to the YouTube video and you go to 1 hour, 9 minutes, 39 seconds, you can hear her talk about how Hillary admitted that she would like to take advantage of her, and Bill didn't want to, and that actually Bill was more of a homosexual back in the 70s, and that she testifies to seeing him do that. But besides that, I wanted to...
Yeah, but here's the deal, bro, here's the deal. I'm not saying she's full of prunes. There are schizophrenics online that claim they're married to me and that I raped them, okay? There are people that claim I'm a 7-foot lizard. So all I'm saying is no one ever wants to cover the admitted CIA program and real people, or Dr. Ewing Cameron and thousands of kids that were kidnapped. That's on the Discovery Channel or History Channel. They always just go to this person or that person, and then this big list of things. And so I have to document things, but I appreciate your call. You want to get into Kathy O'Brien here, Steve Quayle?
I'll just say this. did that whole thing too about 15 years ago, and mind control is real. Sexual predators are real. You look at who Bill Clinton hung out with, Epstein. You look at all this stuff, but here, that's not. Can I tell you something? It's not that it's old news, but we're talking right now, and this isn't rebuke. It's just a restatement of facts. We're talking about World War III fulfilling the globalist determined plan to take the population of the world down to 500 million. Now,
and by the way, that sounds crazy, but our top generals and their top generals are saying we're on the verge of World War III, the worst ever, no-fly zones, threatening each other, Congress saying attack the Russians, and then the average American just has no idea this is going on.
Yeah, and I'm getting emails to that. Well, you guys are just trying blah, blah, blah. Alex, when someone has spent the years you've spent, I've spent, and others have spent, you know, the bottom line is that you do 9, 10, 12,000 hours, however many you've done, way more than I have. But when you spend, in my case, you know, almost half my life at this, and the idea that we're not, you know, being up and up, people will deny it. Look, I'm sorry, but the only thing that will wake them up is something that's so catastrophic, so off their radar. Look, I know about Deutsche Bank. You know, I live in that world of finance and what's going on. And I've interviewed...
Sure, I know, but we always... It's not bad. I mean, they're on the call. They bring up an issue. I think it's fine he did. But, I mean, here's an example. Bill Clinton has settled sexual assault cases. I've interviewed 3 women that say he raped him, including one that had a witness that came in 2 minutes after with her bloody in the hotel room. And, you know, I've got people out all over the country saying Bill Clinton's a rapist with my name on it. So I get the fact I'd had Kathy O'Brien on because I can't prove it one way or the other. We're going to have some really big people on next week. Get ready for that. I'm just going to stop right there. But Bill Clinton is a rapist. Trump supporter crashes Tim Kaine rally. So, you know, we're doing as much as we can. Absolutely. I just cannot go off stuff that is not documented. You know, I've got to go off him settling a rape case, an assault case. Then I can come out and say, you know, he settles rape cases and accuse him of being a rapist. I know this, Steve, he's certainly raping the Constitution.
Well, the Constitution doesn't mean anything. When George Bush Jr. took the name of the Lord in vain and said it's just a blank, blank, blank
piece of paper,
and now you come out and see, hey, Alex, when you were talking about the Bush dynasty, the Clinton crime family, and now we get, you know, them all admitting, including the daughters, are voting for Hillary, well, you know, what does that say? It means we have been under the rule and reign of terror of dynastic family.
That's right, and this families, the Clintons and the Bushes, the vacation together, whatever they're really doing at Bohemian Grove or whatever, it's all coming down and they know it and they're scared. And they're kind of threatening the world with World War III. As the general said, you're not leaving Russia, you're not leaving UK, you're not leaving countries in Europe, America, you're not leaving. He's admitting he works for the New World Order.
Absolutely, and where we're at right now is you can deny or you can prepare, okay? You can assault those who are trying to give you the message, or you can maybe take it to prayer and you can make it a matter of put scales before your eyes. Are you, Alex Jones and me, Steve Quayle, giving enough evidence to tell people they better look beyond the obvious, because it's the power brokers and their lapdog vomit brokers, that's the mainstream media, that are preparing a meal for you that will turn out to be you're the meal. They don't get it. It's like the Morlocks and the Eloi of the time machine. And by the way, that was meant to wake the people.
Sure, he wrote a book called The New World Order, and admitted it was an allegory of what was really going on. H.G. Wells.
Yep.
We're almost out of time. I'm going to hand the baton to David Dunn here in a moment, but let's go to Cindy in Pennsylvania, one of the key battleground states. A lot of calls from Pennsylvania. Cindy, you're on the air. Thanks for calling in.
Hi, Alex. Hi, Steve.
Hello.
I think we really got to ramp it up out here. Us warriors got to do a lot more to get Trump elected. Number one, we got to leave a paper trail at the election. Since they're monitoring it, I recommend that when people go and they sign that paper that they match with the registration, when they sign the paper, sign your name, after your name, write in Trump. Then when they add up all the machines, whatnot, those machines better match those sign-in papers. Number two, I would like to see billboards going up in minority areas with a big liver spot face of George Soros, huge, And on the other side, it's saying the man behind Black Lives Matter. Do you really want to follow this man?
Good idea. Appreciate the call. Cindy, any comments? Steve Quayle?
Well, I agree with that, and I agree with there are people proposing that they should wear red shirts. There are people that should immediately, when the press is at any polling station, they should go up to the press and say, I want you to know I voted for Donald Trump. We get everybody doing that, and then there's going to be plenty of, I would say, confrontation.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The number one thing is show the dominance at exit polls in the key battleground states. Go ahead.
Well, I think, Alex, we're right on the countdown. Look, these people, let me say this, the power that's been stolen in this country from the people to destroy the people will never be given back to the people outside of a miraculous intervention of God. And people, like the previous caller said, manning up, standing up. And by the way, I salute all the women out there who are prayer warriors and are activists. Never in my life have I seen the male species, outside of the people.
Well, I mean, the sperm's down 90+%. We're getting hit with chemicals. They admit it.
Well, yeah, they used to talk about a sperm count. Now, basically, they have to talk about invisible sperm.
That's right. Listen, we're out of time. SteveQuayle.com. We carry your new book and your new film dealing, of course, with the whole Vatican deception and the unholy see. Very powerful. Again, not bashing Catholics, folks, but what's openly this new Pope saying go after free speech, shut down conspiracy theorists. It's all the same talking points as Hillary. Evil is moving. This is a critical time in history. InfoWarsStore.com to get those films. InfoWarsLife.com to get the nutraceuticals. SteveQuayle.com to also find all his books and all his films. Steve, thank you. Let's all, again, pray tonight for peace and for the world to wake up and to pull back from this. But definitely with all the top generals saying nuclear war never closer, we've been vindicated. I really don't want to be vindicated with mushroom clouds. Steve, thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Bye-bye.
All right, that's it, folks. I know I've got callers, but some of them have been holding like 20, 30 minutes. Others were holding longer. I'm going to hand the baton here in a few minutes to David Knight. But I want to be clear. I don't mind criticism because they always take what I say out of context, and it just ends up sending us more listeners, more viewers, and they find out what we're really saying. But when you have the head of the Army and you have the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and you have all these world leaders saying nuclear war has never been closer, and Russia saying, oh, you're going to no-fly us? You're going to shoot us down? Okay, no-fly. Any other aircraft come in, we're shooting you down. That happened yesterday. That's hardly even in our news. And Kerry coming out saying Russia's committing war crimes. I mean, this is crazy. Russia's just, 100 miles or so from Syria. We are there doing this. The globalists that have got our borders open and are butchering our sovereignty and going after our guns and bankrupting our country and selling derivatives, they're the ones screwing Russia over as well. And it's so telling when I played that clip last hour of Army Chief of Staff General Mark Milley saying, we've got the EU falling apart, we got Brexit, we got America, Russia, we're going to get you. This blaming Russia like it caused people to wake up to the EU being a tyranny. Or the fact that Brexit happened, or the fact that we are waking up. They're just another sovereign country, so they're identifying sovereign countries that don't want to be under New World Order as the bad guys, and we'll hit you harder than you ever been hit before. This guy wants to show off for George Soros, and I got to say, I'm going to be looking into General Milley and talking to folks I know that know him and ask what the hell's going on, because, looking like Frankenstein ain't going to make you win the nuclear war, bro. And I don't mean to talk about how you look, but, the Pentagon's ability to steal $6 trillion or whatever it is one deal, but, it's outrageous. It's outrageous. It's dangerous. It's crazy. It's bizarre. It's got to stop. And, if Russia was, say, in the Caribbean trying to take our islands, I'd say blow the hell out of them. But the West is right up on their border starting wars with them. It's just wrong. And I hate seeing America, but America, we abort all our kids. We have all the Hollywood garbage, all the GMOs, it's like we've been conquered by evil because we were the good guys. It came here to lay its eggs. They gestated inside of us. They've now taken over. They're popping out now and pushing us to the edge of war. The globalist front woman looks like she has a rubber, head like the Joker. She's got some crazy guy, creepy Kane running around behind her. I mean, this all smells of destruction. And I have 3 children. And last night I was holding my 8-year-old daughter's hand. she was telling me how much she loved me after dinner. And I was beyond angry at the New World Order. I'm just like, what are you people's problems? Why do you do all this bad stuff? And it's because these are bad people. Bad people are willing to do stuff to get into power. Nobody else is. And that's the problem in history. And we have a really nasty crop of people in. And it doesn't mean Russia's perfect either, but it's not in an expansionist role. The globalists thought they had Russia down forever through a political system they brought in, and it blew up in their face. And so I admire the fact that Russia has fought back against this, and we're fighting back against it, and the UK's fighting back against it. And, you know, 3 countries, 3 areas known for fighting back. Look what America did. And we're the first to defeat the global New World Order under the British Empire. The first. Then India and others followed suit. So we face new forms of colonialism. We have to defeat those and be self-determined as nation states based on a basic code. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go to break and give this over to David Knight. We need your financial support. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and belabor it. I skip breaks half the time and don't even hardly plug. We need you to buy the books, the videos, the T-shirts, the nutraceuticals. Everybody should take probiotics. We've got the best out there. We've done the research. 23% off DNA Force right now. Free shipping when you sign up for AutoShip. Or you get 10% off when you sign up for AutoShip. Free shipping on orders $50 or more. I've been misspeaking, but it's 10% off, which is bigger than shipping usually when you sign up for AutoShip. And then free shipping on top of that of orders $50 or more. So I've been saying that wrong because I'm teleprompter free, and I've been working a little bit more than I normally do, so I'm a little bit punch drunk sometimes. But get DNA Force 23% off, the amazing product. But regardless, you're supporting the broadcast, the InfoWars solar base station and control unit, as well as panels, which are just amazing, high quality, last 8 times longer than your typical unit because they're phosphate battery, lithium, ion, iron powered. That's at InfoWarsStore.com. David Knight is straight ahead. Stay with us. And we will obviously have Sunday coverage of the debates live, kicking off at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please spread the word. You are the resistance. You are the InfoWar. Never forget that. We're now only 31 days out. Only 2 days out from our live debate coverage. Spread the word. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say, see, I told you so, that communist Chinese-style net censorship was coming to the web, because it's already here. It's being announced. The way you keep the internet open and free is you get involved more than ever. Go to Infowars.com/app. A new battleship in the fight. Infowars Live, available right now. We're looking for a crew to man it. You going to sit down and play games and be a trendy? Or are you going to be part of history? Don't sit by and let the internet and free speech be stolen from you. Take action. We're selling a product, DNA Force, that is the very best nutraceutical that we can produce. Dr. Group, you took years for you to develop DNA Force for us.
It's been something that I've been working on for a long time, Alex, because I think it's very, very important. What the aging process is when the cell replicates, we lose a little bit of our telomeres. Telomeres are the little cups on the end of our chromosomes.
And when it runs out, you start dying.
We chose the PQQ because it has over 175 different clinical trials. It's one of the most effective substances in the world. It works like an antioxidant. It works to repair nerve growth factor.
So this is a formula to deliver the maximum amount. It's in powder form.
We have so many 5-star reviews. I take this. This is the product that I take.
InfoWarsLife.com, and the profit we make. We fight the globals. We fight the New World Order. Secure your DNA Force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.